So I will be talking about the Waka Kotahi Emerging Professionals Program, which is a graduate program. And I'll just firstly introduce what we do as an agency, as an overview. So firstly, we have this te kapehu, which is our compass, which informs our strategic direction and our vision. So basically a land transport system connecting people, products and places for a thriving Aotearoa. So we keep New Zealand moving by investing in innovative solutions for urban growth areas, providing regional and inter-regional transport connections, allowing for regional development, keeping access open, maintaining key tourist routes, and managing national data registers, implementing safety regulations as well. So Waka Kotahi was formed in 2008 when Land Transport New Zealand and Transit New Zealand merged. So as an organisation, we have a long history as kaitiaki, which is guardianship over the New Zealand transport system. So our focus is on providing an integrated land transport system, helping people get the most out of life, supporting businesses to grow. And the ways that we like to do this is by working in partnership with local government to plan for growth, encourage the development of well-connected communities. We also co-invest through the National Land Transport Fund in the development of maintenance of local roads. And we work with local government to co-invest in the development of their urban environment. So things including developing new cycleways and walkways, improving public transport services and infrastructure, all to basically provide a safe, sustainable and accessible travel option. So we also regulate the transport industry. So we manage everything in that kind of driver and licensing space to make sure that transport is safe for everyone. So we recently switched things up and we now have these really awesome new values and behaviours. So the reason that I bring this up is because one of the key things that we look for in aspiring candidates is how their values and behaviours kind of align to ours as an organisation. So these values and behaviours inform how we work within Waka Kotahi and how we engage with iwi partners, stakeholders and communities across Aotearoa. So these matapono or values are bilingual in te reo Māori and in English. So the first one being Ngāko Araha, which is have heart, which keeps the well-being of people, community and planet at the heart of everything that we do. Next being Kotahitanga, which is better together. And that's the belief that we achieve great things when we work together to build trusted relationships inside and outside of Waka Kotahi. Kia Maya, which is be brave, is the belief that our outcomes are better when we bring courage and self-belief to our passion and purpose. And lastly, Mahia, which is nail it, the belief that we create an enduring legacy, delivering our best work every day. So into some of the work that we do. This is just an overview of some of the recent ones that we're targeting, but we've always got plenty of projects on the go. So our work involves large projects which evoke significant changes for New Zealand. So one obvious thing at the top of mind is climate change. We want to leave behind a better Aotearoa through climate change mitigation and adaptation. We recognise that the land transport system is a significant contributor of greenhouse gas emissions in Aotearoa, and our climate change mitigation strategies are all about reducing the greenhouse gas emissions and that are contributing to global warming and changing our climate. We also understand that the climate has already changed, so our climate change adaptation approach addresses the impacts and opportunities that climate change brings. So some of the ways that we are working on this, we are working to reduce those carbon emissions. We have Drive NZ, which is to achieve a net carbon zero Aotearoa by 2050 through our clean carbon rebate, which increases the number of EVs on our roads and decreases petrol and diesel vehicles. We also always working on increasing other forms of public transport and also other forms through cycling, walking, and that use of public transport as well. We also, you might have seen our recent campaign, which is the Road to Zero. So we recognise that there's kind of a common view among Kiwis that a certain amount of tragedy on our roads is inevitable, and we want to change this. So our vision is for an Aotearoa where no one should be killed or seriously injured on our roads, and our belief that it's time we stopped paying the road toll in human lives. So we've launched the Safety Star rating labels. We have the Right Car website to help Kiwis make informed decisions and keep them safe on our roads. We're tackling unsafe speeds. We work with the New Zealand Police, the Ministry of Transport, local government, ACC, WorkSafe, and many others to improve the safety of vehicles, improve the safety of roads, and the safety of our people who use those roads. So helping those people make good choices. These initiatives help us create a transport system that keeps people moving and safe. So some of the other fantastic strategies that we are continually working on, for instance, myself being involved in the people group, I'll speak to our people strategy. So we are really focused on culture, talent, performance, capability, diversity. Our learning strategy is all about enabling people to share, grow, adapt, and develop. We have Te Waka Kotahi, which is our Māori strategy, which focuses on Te Tiriti o Waitangi, or the Treaty of Waitangi, and how we can work with Māori and the Crown, walking together through the mahi that we do, and just making sure that we align values right throughout the work that we do. On top of that, we want to make sure that Waka Kotahi is a great place to work for our people. So this includes making wellbeing a priority, and we have some great wellbeing initiatives. So I'll just list a couple. We have really awesome flexible working policies, so flexible start and finish times, flexible hours, we're open to compressed hours. We have a hybrid working model, so people can work in the office and work from home up to 2 days per week once they're up to speed. We can also facilitate people to move across the country should they choose to, and work from another Waka Kotahi office. You can also request a technology pack delivered to your door to help with your work from home setup. So everything from your computer monitor to your keyboard, mouse, headset to accompany your staff laptop. We have annual remuneration reviews in line with your performance, and a custom tailored personal development plan and training opportunities in line with what your interests are, and also a LinkedIn learning license, which is awesome. In terms of annual leave, we have 4 weeks and 3 days to start with, and that increases to 5 weeks after 4 years service. You get 10 days sick leave per year, which increases to 15 days after 2 years service, and that can be built up to 50 days. You can purchase additional leave if you like. We have this awesome new life income protection and critical illness insurance, which automatically covers all of our permanent staff. We also reimburse eye tests and spectacles every year. And then we have a whole lot of other benefits, including, options to join the Marram Community Trust, which is holiday and healthcare discounts, Southern Cross Health Insurance, and UniMed insurance as well. So we're also really committed to being diverse and inclusive. We have lots of social groups across the country and networks groups for which you can join. So that includes the LGBTQIA+ group. We have Yama community, which is like Facebook for Waka Kotahi, plus our cohort of emerging professionals meet regularly, and they have their own little network as well. So onto the program. So the Emerging Professionals program is a 2-year rotational program, after which you will transition into a permanent role. So each emerging professional completes 3 separate 8-month rotations, and we will scope the organisation to identify available streams and provide you with a couple of team choices to choose from for your first rotation. So from there, you can design your own program with our support and have a say in the teams you work in and the types of opportunities you contribute to. So as I said, there's a great sense of community with our emerging professionals. We've had a couple of cohorts now, so you can speak to people that are partway through their program, nearing the end of their program, and then of course your cohort who are in the same boat as you. Plenty of opportunities to learn and grow through one another and to connect socially as well. Wellbeing and job security, so that's another huge bonus, is that you start with the rotational program and that we will offer you a permanent position. So after you've graduated the 2-year program, we will work with you to find the suitable team to move into. And we of course have competitive salary, flexible working arrangements and wellbeing benefits that are outlined as well. And we are committed to providing you with interesting, challenging work that will stretch and grow you. So you will have a buddy and a mentor in your team and will have plenty of opportunities to learn on the job with some formal learning thrown in there too. So the choice is absolutely yours. Waka Kotahi is an amazing organisation in that there is so much diversity for you to choose from. So you really can try before you buy. Our program empowers you with the opportunity to work across a variety of roles, teams and business groups. As the program is rotational, you can choose the areas and teams that are most interesting to you. So for instance, did you study comms and HR? You could try opportunities under both careers and choose your own adventure. So maybe try recruitment, HR advisory, internal comms or engagement and partnerships, external comms and organizational development. So you'll have support from the business and the Emerging Professionals Program team lead to help you find appropriate placements and rotations to suit your career goals and aspirations. So the opportunities available across all of our business groups and in a variety of locations as well. So typically we get a lot of applications from Auckland, Wellington, Hamilton, Dunedin and Christchurch, but we can of course consider other locations with Waka Kotahi offices. So just a quick overview in terms of what our business groups look like. So we have 7 business groups which are shown here. So our transport services, that's very much about the operational and the doing behind Waka Kotahi. So they plan, design, build, operate and maintain an integrated transport system, including helping shape the land transport system through integrated land use and transport planning, exploring how we'll move about in the future, greater use of public transport, new walking and cycling facilities, embracing micro-mobility, technology and innovation. And then we have regulatory services, which ensures that people, vehicles and commercial organisations are licensed to use the land transport system and meet all the required standards to be safe. And in our safety, health and environment group, very much about leading, designing and enabling change to prevent harm to people and the planet, moving towards a low carbon, safe and healthy Aotearoa. Engagement and partnerships group, so that is leading effective agency governance, stakeholder engagement and communications, regional relationships, so that we're supported to achieve our goals through great organisational storytelling, effective cross-government facilitation, sound reputational management and strengthen central and local government partnerships. Our digital group leads, influences and ensures our corporate and transport technologies deliver on business and customer outcomes. So the group manages all cyber and physical security issues, ensuring that Waka Kotahi meets its ongoing security and compliance obligations. Our corporate support group provides key specialist corporate functions that are core to enabling Waka Kotahi to run efficiently and achieve organisational excellence. So this includes managing the Waka Kotahi investment and financial processes and systems such as the National Land Transport Fund, also regarding corporate risks and assurance, providing effective legal services and leading Waka Kotahi Procurement Centre of Excellence. And then lastly, our people group that is responsible for developing and managing people-related systems, processes and practices so that we have the workspace and capabilities we need to succeed now and in the future. So if you were keen to apply, the applications for the 2023 intake have now closed. However, we do recruit each year and sometimes in 2 rounds or tranches. So for instance, if we found a couple more spaces have opened up in a couple of areas of the business, we could possibly go out to market again this year. Otherwise, we would be recruiting similar time next year around about that kind of March, April time. And we're looking for grad applications for those that are in their final year of study or within the last 3 years. So if you wanted to take a gap year or get some work experience, then you're welcome to come and join us after that. So just keep an eye on our careers page. Alrighty, so that's my presentation. So I'll open it up for a little bit of Q&A. So I would like to pass over to the lovely Amina, who is one of our current emerging professionals. So Amina, would you like to kind of just introduce yourself, maybe tell us a little bit about your experience with the program, what kind of paths that you went into and what kind of a typical day might look like for you?
Yeah, sure. Kia ora, everyone. I am Amina Viku. I am currently an emerging professional. I've been at Waka Kotahi for a year and maybe 2 months, and so far it's been going great. I first started off doing a rotation in a project management type of role, so working on the Mill Road project. It was one of the biggest projects on the New Zealand upgrade program, and then now I've moved into the environmental planning team, and that's where I process land use development consents daily. So for example, people want to subdivide or they want to erect something off the state highway network. They need permission from Waka Kotahi to ensure that what they're doing is up to standard, as we may require them to potentially upgrade their driveway or provide comments around noise and reverse sensitivity. Yeah, so that's my day-to-day basically. Some tips that I could provide any new graduates that would come in is look at our values at Waka Kotahi and see if they align to you, because you won't be able to make a great impact, in my opinion. And if you want to do well in a graduate program, always put your hand up to do new things. No one's going to spoon feed you, so always try new opportunities. So for example, I studied urban planning. I never thought I'd be into project management. I tried it and I really liked it, and it's something that I could potentially see myself doing in the future, and that I only got given that opportunity because I put my hand up to try it. And yeah, and just be willing to learn and have like a good positive attitude. And the great thing about Waka Kotahi is that they're super flexible with like working hours, as in like you can work from home, especially during COVID. So that was really good. And there are so many great benefits, such as getting your glasses reimbursed. That's really important for me. And yeah, there are so many great opportunities at Waka Kotahi, and I encourage everyone to apply. Whether you studied engineering or planning, there are so many different avenues and groups and sectors at Waka Kotahi that you can work in. Yeah, so there are endless opportunities.
Awesome. Thanks, Amina. What's another thing I can ask you? What is your favourite part of being part of the Emerging Professionals program?
There are a few. Firstly, the graduates that I work with, there's like Emily pointed out before, there's a great sense of community. They've become my friends. They helped me survive lockdown. Auckland, as you know, was in very long lockdown. So having them being my moral support and being my support at work was really good. Something else is that we have a rotational program, so being able to try a variety, like 3 different things or even more. So currently I've split my time up into 3 different teams. I don't know if many other graduate programs would even allow their graduates to do that, but I'm in 3 different teams, so I get to try 3 different things during one rotation. So yeah, that's really important, and I think that's a really good way of finding out what an organization does.
Cool, awesome. I also see there's another question specifically for you, Amina, so I'll ask that. So what's the most challenging part of being part of the Emerging Professional Program? What would you say makes it difficult?
Makes it difficult. Maybe what makes it difficult right now is that we're all working from home. We do have the freedom to go back to the office, but not everyone is going back in. So maybe that is the most difficult thing. So far, it's been great. I've had amazing host managers. I've had an amazing graduate manager who has always been there to give me a helping hand. All I'd have to do is give her a call, and yeah, I don't think there are many challenges. And even if work is challenging and I do get overwhelmed and have a big workload, I can talk to my manager and tell her, you know, can I have a bit of, like, can I extend my due dates if possible, or pass my work on to some other team members. But yeah.
Awesome. Fabulous. There's also another question. Any tips to prepare for an interview? So this particular person doesn't have much experience and not sure how to present themselves to be likable. So maybe you could give your ideas, Amina, and then I could maybe jump in and provide a few as a recruiter.
Yes. So if I was in your shoes, I wouldn't worry too much about the experience. What I would mainly focus on is being confident, knowing about the organization, knowing about our values, and knowing about whether you can align with them, and if you can demonstrate that in your interview would probably be the most important thing. And if you have a good attitude, like you're willing to learn and you're willing to excel, I'm sure that's all you need.
Absolutely. I probably couldn't have put it better myself. That's exactly what we're looking for from a recruitment standpoint. The only other thing that I would suggest would be, you know, there's plenty of resources online in terms of if you're one of these people that are quite nervous in an interview setting, don't worry too much about that. There's plenty of stuff you can watch online about how to present yourself with more confidence, body language, all those kinds of things. But in terms of the actual content, Amina's absolutely right. It's more about getting to know you, making sure that your values do align with ours. And also, like Amina said, we don't necessarily expect any kind of experience in your field or anything like that. We totally understand that you're fresh to your career. So it is more about understanding you, your motivations, your drive, what you're looking for. And again, those values are kind of the key things that we are looking for at interview. Okay, we do have a couple of other questions. So let's see, how do you assess or choose the teams you want to join? I'll take this one. So for the first rotation, we will kind of assess that as part of the recruitment process. So knowing a key area that you're interested in tackling first. It's okay if you have multiple, because we can totally get to those in other tranches, but basically in other rotations, sorry. But basically it does come down to what availability that we're looking for kind of in the business, and you putting yourself forward in terms of what you are interested in. So if you, for instance, were interested in 2 to 3 areas, then that's perfect. If you've only got maybe one or two areas of interest, you might decide on the others later when you're partway through the process, as Amina probably knows as well. So really it's just having an idea of at least one or two areas that you're interested in for the first rotation. In terms of the next rotation after your first rotation, so after the first 8 months, that is when the lead of the program will work with you, sit you down and decide where else you would like to go, and they will facilitate that transition for you and help you also towards the end of your rotation deciding where you would like to move to permanently. So don't worry too much, it's very much in partnership with yourself, and yeah, we have a partner that will be absolutely there for you to inform that for you. Okay, there's also another one, someone taking an IT degree. So what skills do you look for in candidates? Again, because this is a graduate program, we're not really looking for a lot of, you know, skill or experience as such. It really is about, you know, if you've got a degree that's related to the IT field, then that's fabulous. And basically just your interest in that area. So really just noting in your cover letter or in your passion statement in your CV, what areas of IT that you're really interested in. For instance, you could be down the kind of data and analytics space, or just more true kind of digital components. There's various ways that you can go into IT. So being specific in terms of areas that are interesting to you, it really is just about yeah, you kind of advocating what you're interested in with us, and then just again pushing for those, making sure that your values align to ours as well. That's the key thing. So don't worry too much about skills or experience in this application. Okay, I've got another question. What sort of things do you look for in cover letters? Again, I feel like I'm a bit of a broken record, but it really is just about showing your passion, showing your motivation, like what excites you about working for Waka Kotahi. Do a little bit of research into our organisation. So you can just jump on our website or our LinkedIn, just have a look in terms of those, again, values and behaviours, what kind of projects we're involved in. What about that excites you, and how do you kind of see yourself fitting into the organisation? And again, it also really helps us if you do note which kind of streams you're really interested in, and it also really helps if you can kind of align your kind of your educational experience to where you'd like to go. So I don't mean you need a lot of work experience or, you know, certain degrees, but just, you know, thinking about what have I learned at university or projects that you've done, and how you think you can kind of contribute something to those streams that we are looking to recruit for, basically. But yeah, it's mostly honestly about just getting to know you, your motivation, your passion, your drive. Okay, I think, okay, does anybody else have any other questions? We're actually right on 3:20 now, so if there's no last takers.
I think so. That was epic. Awesome. Thank you guys for that. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. We're happy to be here.
Awesome. No, thank you again. Really appreciate it.